we get a break from the league now because it's Manchester City in the FA Cup. Don't laugh.
Nice, easy game.
Manchester City in the FA Cup at the weekend. It's going to be on the telly. We had the 0-0 in September, the 1-1 at St Mary's in January. Is this going to be third time lucky, Glenn?
Who for? Well, the good news is that, you know, we've struggled the last two games against teams that have sat back, and that's probably the best way to beat us is to sit back, suck us in, and then basically, you know, hit on the break. You know that Pep won't do that. He won't give a monkeys about what we do. He will, and to be fair, that's what we should have done today. We shouldn't have cared too much about what Watford were going to do. We should have just played our natural game. But and Pep will do that, and they will try and dominate possession, and you know they will have 70% possession, and they will pass the ball 1,000 times, and it's just a case of whether we can hold out, keep the concentration going, same as it always is against them. As far as we're concerned, if we can get to half time still in the game, you know, and by that I mean level, then we'll have a chance in the second half. But the concentration has got to be there. And as we always say, against when you're playing a Manchester City or a Liverpool, you know, one of the absolute elite sides, you can't give them anything. So if we defend anything like we've done in the last three games, we've got no chance whatsoever. Because they will score, and once they get ahead, it's very, very difficult to get back. I mean, that's been the key to our, you know, getting points against Manchester City this season. We haven't gone behind in either game. So, you know, that's got to be. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, you know, game plan, don't go behind, but that is really the
written
main,
on the whiteboard.
Yeah, that really is the main thing from this game, because once you do go behind and you're chasing the game, which you inevitably would have to do because it's a one-off cup game, then it's very, very difficult. And we've got no way of knowing what team Ralph will put out. We of course have got no way of knowing what team Pep will put out. I can't imagine Ralph will go for, you know, 9 changes again.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, well, you can ask someone else that. But you never know. You never know what's coming. You know, if the ticket price is any indicator, it's kind of halfway between the tenner and the 30 quid. So maybe it'll be 5 changes.
And Nick, what have you made of Man City and their team this season, and how do we go about getting a result on Sunday?
Obviously, they're an absolutely brilliant team. They've got, you know, they've got 50 million pound players in every position, and they're all absolutely brilliant. And on their day, they could rip anybody apart. I mean, we haven't lost to them this season. We have beaten them in recent times. You know, they'll be up for it. They'll play attacking football. They'll pass us to death, and they're absolutely capable of 9-0. You know, I mean, if we play, like you say, if we play anything like we did today in the first half, they will be 5 up at half time, because our defending was shocking and Forster wasn't good either, and it was terrible. So absolutely, they could completely steamroller us. I'll be intrigued to see what Ralph does. I mean, if I, you know, get to next Sunday and look an hour before the match and Willy Caballero is in goal, then God help us. I mean, I know we all thought that before the West Ham game, and then we, you know, the team confounded all our expectations and we ended up winning, and he brought on Stewie and Broja at half time and he managed it well. But it just, I wouldn't have any confidence. This is not a game 3 wins away from winning a first FA Cup from 1976 to be making 9 changes. It just isn't. And if he does that, if he puts Gineppo in the starting lineup and Will Smallbone and Caballero in goal, then I will have the same reaction, and we won't win a second game with 9 changes. It won't happen. Manchester City are just too good for that. So what I really hope will happen is that he goes with the best 11 players. Now, whether he's got the decision over Livramento, does he play Livramento or not? That might depend on his fitness and what he's doing in training. But he's obviously going to play 2 out of 3 of Kyle. He's going to play Kyle Walker-Peters, definitely. Whether he's at left back or right back, we don't know. And then it's Perot. That's one decision. Salisu and Bednarek, you'd hope he plays Forster in goal. I mean, you'd hope so. Obviously, he's going to play Ward-Prowse and Romeo, Stewie, Elanusi, you'd imagine, and then Shea. And then it's down to, can Broja see out of his right eye come next Sunday? Yeah. You know, if he can't, then he needs to play a striker up front. So for me, probably Adam Armstrong. And that's the team I think we should be playing. And then, you know, does he his other option is, does he start the game thinking, right, we need 3 central defenders to try and mitigate against attacking? And I would think absolutely not. Like, play to our strengths. They're going to come at us. They're going to leave space for us to attack in. You play your best team, and that's what I hope we do. It's no guarantee we'll win. Saints being Saints, we'll get a red card in the 3rd minute, and we'll be 5-0 down at half time, and then we'll be Shane Long will come and get an 89th minute consolation. But for my money, you play your best team, and you say to them, look, you've lost 3 games in a row, but the FA Cup, if you beat Man City in this round, the FA Cup is a live prospect for Southampton. And that's what we want, isn't it? We want to win a trophy.
Yeah.
And so you pick your team accordingly.
So we don't know who he's going to pick, Ben, but is it down to whoever is picked needs to have a great individual performance? That you need to have the game of your life, don't you, on Sunday, if we're going to get anything out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the stats earlier. We've lost more games this week, as in Aston Villa, Newcastle, and today, than Man City have since mid-October. So they've lost 2 games in all competitions since mid-October. So that says a lot. I can see a comment about hoping that City plays a weaker team from Vignal. I looked at their lineups for all 3 games. Swindon, they beat 4-1. Fulham, they beat 4-1. Peterborough, they beat 2-0. He's played strong sides in all of those. So I don't think we're going to get a weakened side from Pep, because having not won the Carabao Cup, they're obviously in the frame for the Premier League title and the Champions League, but he's going to want to do well in the FA Cup as well. So you're right. And, we said it before we played Man City at home a few weeks ago. We need them to have a bad day and we need to have a great day. We need to have 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s pretty much across the team to have any chance. So look, as we know, I mean, there's always a saying about form goes out the cup and the window. Saints have got nothing to lose. I think they've just got to go out there and try and give it everything. If you're 1 or 2-0 down, you still have a go, because there's no real negative to losing 3 or 4-0 by having a good go. What we don't want to do is sort of go out there, be a bit Magnolia, lose 2-0, happy days, shake hands, the game's over, disappear. I'd much rather they went out there. And as Nick rightly says, we did well last year. We got to the semi-final. We didn't do ourselves justice against Leicester City. Go out there and have another chance to get to the semi-final and put it right.
All right, let's do score predictions. I know it's difficult because we don't know who's going to start, and there might be extra time and penalties. Do you want to go first, Ben, and kick us off? How do you see it working out?
I'm not going for 9-0, but I've written down here 2-0 them. I just think our confidence is down a little bit. It's not an ideal opposition, so I'm going to go for I say optimistic, but it's not really. 0-2 Man City. Sorry.
Okay. Glenn, score prediction from you?
1-1 win on penalties.
And Nick, this is the bit where we get it hopelessly wrong. So history tells us whatever we decide and whatever we talk about never happens, never materializes. So how do you see it playing out, Nick? What do you reckon?
Well, I'm very much going down the Ben Stanfield hosting route. As in, I do think if Saints put out the best team and everyone has a 9 and 10 out of 10 game, and they have a 6 out of 10 game, and they only play Jack Grealish and Foden and Kevin De Bruyne instead of other players, then we could nick it 1-0. But I think that we'll be up for the fight and lose 2-1.
Lose 2-1. Okay.